Hello, we're going to work through these questions that I'm showing you now. They're both to do with fractions. We're going to be needing to know a bit about using bar models to help us represent fractions, and we are also going to need to know a bit about equivalent fractions. What's important to remember is I do believe the maths that is in these questions is well within your capabilities. It's just the wording of them is quite difficult, maybe a bit tricky, maybe a bit different to what we've looked at before. So it's the problem solving elements that are coming into this. Okay, so we're going to start with question 1. In question 1 it says that the jug is 4/7 full. This immediately tells me that I need to draw myself a bar model. Because we're looking at sevenths, and we know that because the denominator of my fraction is 7, my bar model is going to have 7 equal pieces. You can see I'm using a ruler to make sure that I'm keeping those pieces of my bar model exactly the same size. And because it's 4/7, we can colour that in because our bar or our jug is 4/7 full. And that's 4/7. So what we've got left here in our bar model is 1, 2, 3/7. So it's currently 4/7 full, and then to fill the jug up we need another 3/7. In the next part of the question it says that it needs 72 millimetres more to be full. Okay? So we know that those 3/7 are actually 72 millilitres of our water. Okay, so I'm going to write that fact down there. But what I need to work out now is how much is 1/7, because at the moment I can't do much with that. If I want to find out how much water the jug can hold in total, I need to find out what 1/7 is first. So to do that, I need to split those 3/7 into 3 equal pieces to get myself 1/7. Because if we split that into 3, we get 1. That means that I need to divide 72 by 3. So 1/7 is going to be 72 divided by 3. I'm really good at my 3 times tables, so I know that we can do 20 lots of 3. I'm going to do this over here just to show you what I'm working out in my head. So 20 lots of 3 is 60, and 4 lots of 3 is 12. And together 60 and 12 makes 72. So therefore 24 lots of 3 makes 72. We can write that down here. 24 times 3 equals 72. Using this number fact, using the inverse, we therefore know that 72 divided by 3 equals 24. So 1/7 equals 24 millilitres. So I now know that each of these squares equals 24 millilitres. So 1/7 equals 24. To work this out, I now need to figure out what 7/7 is. So 7/7 is 24 times 7. We could do this in a couple of ways. You could do this using the column method, or you could partition it. We're going to do column method because we practiced that fairly recently. So I'm going to look at 24 times by 7. So 7. Wrong year group. Okay, so we're going to look at question 2 now, which is really quite difficult. So we're going to start by looking through this and reading through it. So it says a box is full of spheres and cubes. 5/6 of the shapes are cubes. 3/4 of the cubes are yellow. There are 60 yellow cubes in the box. And then we've got a question right at the end, which says, how many shapes are there in total? So our question is right at the end. We know we need to figure out how many shapes there are in total. And we are told one fact about the shapes here, which is that there are 60 yellow cubes. That's a concrete fact that we've got. So I'm going to move up one more step to where it says that 3/4 of the cubes are yellow. So I'm going to draw a bar model now to represent our cubes. I'm going to draw a nice big bar model for you. And I'm going to split this into quarters. Because we are told that 3/4 of the cubes are yellow. That is a fact, we are told. So I'm going to colour in 3 of these quarters. Yellow. Hopefully you can see the yellow colour. And we know also that there are 60 yellow cubes. So these 3 parts together equal 60. Sorry, I'll do that down here. So if that is 60, can you figure out what one block is, one part of my bar model is? If 3 are 60, then 1 is, and it's 20. So each one, we now know, is 20. Because we can split our 60 into 3 equal parts, which is 20. Which means that we've also got this blank one here. So we've got another 20. So how many cubes are there in total? We've got 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm going to write that down because we've just figured out a new fact now. So there are 80 cubes. We're now going to move up to the next fraction, which says that 5/6 of the shapes are cubes. So we're going to do exactly the same again, but this time, instead of drawing a bar model with 4 equal parts, I'm going to draw it with 6 equal parts because we're working with 6. Again, I'm going to draw it nice and big for you. Okay, I'm going to do my cube, everything to do with the cubes, in green. Okay, so we've got our 6 here. We know that 5/6 of the shapes are cubes. So that's our 5/6, and those 5/6 equal 80. So to work out one of these 6, we need to split our 80 into 5 equal parts. Okay, so to work out what one of these 6 are, because we've got 5/6 are 80, we need to divide 80 by 5. So you can work that out using your 5 times table, but it means that each one is 16. Because 5 lots of 16 equals 80, which means that this is also 16. So to figure out, we're going back to our question now, how many shapes are there in total? We need to do 16 times 6. Just like question 1, I'm going to work this out using partitioning, so I'm going to do 10 times 6, which equals 60, 6 times 6, which equals 36. I'm going to add those 2 together. 0 plus 6 is 6, and 60 plus 30 is 90. So therefore, there are 96 shapes in total. Okay, hopefully that all made sense to you and you've been able to work those out, and hopefully you'll be able to apply those ideas to future questions. Remember, look at all the facts that you've been given in the question, because you can do the maths, but you just need to figure out what you know in the question, what skills you have to figure it out. And for something like fractions, you're probably always best to draw a bar model to figure it out for you. Okay, have a great day.